Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic, host of Bachelor Nation News. How are my buttheads doing out there? You guys doing all right? We got almost a breaking news story. Not exactly enough to play the breaking news audio, but Tayshia has released her official goodbye for now statement. Boy, it feels like we're watching wrestling. You retire, you come back from retirement, you're back in. You know what I mean? So what she has to say is actually interesting. She kind of reads off a statement, and then the Clickbait family comments on it. And it's kind of interesting. It doesn't answer any of your questions. Why is she going, this and that? But I think we can read between the lines. So we'll talk about the video. I literally just made a video being like, oh, people are wondering why she wasn't on the Clickbait to say goodbye. And then I think what happened was Bachelor producers were like, can we get you to just like say goodbye? That way we don't think it's bad blood. And then people stop listening to the podcast. I think it was a money grab for all involved. So we'll get into all that. Do me a favor, follow me on Instagram at DNeals. I'll tease this right now. I just shared a photo on Instagram of my long hair days when my hair was down to there. I'm getting a lot of people saying I look like a Catholic Christian rock star. Someone said I look like the front man for Creed. A lot of comments. I appreciate all the kindness here. No one said my haircut looked bland, Susie. All right, so I appreciate that. We'll get into all that. So what I'm going to share with you guys is what Tayshia had to say with regards to her Clickbait podcast departure. But as we do, from one Tayshia to another Tasha, I do want to promote my fiance's Instagram at Tasha Courtney. She's going to be posting, if you guys like my content and want more than Bachelor, she's going to be posting our travel content. So this was a TikTok reel she just repurposed from our trip to Thailand when I proposed. So if you want to check that out, you can see your boy Dave over there. Going into the water in Thailand, the fishes, the Phi Islands or whatever it's called, you know, where they filmed DiCaprio's beach movie. So we had fun. So you can go over there and check that out. Go give Tasha Courtney a support. If you appreciate me, you'll appreciate her. All right, so now we've got Tayshia's exiting over contract dispute theory. Now, we played earlier today the Us Weekly podcast, so stick around for a statement, but we played earlier, and it's important to know this, the Us Weekly podcast, where I believe her name's Sarah Heron, was saying, hey, Tayshia was supposed to make a statement. None of that happened. And they were thinking it might have been a contract dispute. Maybe she didn't do after the final rose, because if you've got an agent and they're trying to secure your future employment, you hold whatever leverage you can, which is hard to do when the show can just bring in the next person. Becca Kufrin. Oh, contract dispute? Bring in Natasha. Contract dispute? Tia's in town. Contract dispute? Cassidy, Victoria. There's just it's like, this is why people form unions, folks, because they're dispensing of characters so fast. I mean, almost as fast as DiCaprio, speaking of the beach, would dispense of a former girlfriend. You know, it's like just this Rolodex that they have. So anyway, and we're not for that. We're pro Tayshia here, securing the bag, getting her employment. People had asked this. People had said, how come... You know, because my theory was that Tayshia and Kaitlyn weren't named hosts because the Bachelor franchise was going to kick the can down the road and not make a decision in case Tayshia and Kaitlyn just stunk it up. What if they stunk as hosts? Now they don't have to fire them because they were never a host to begin with. And then people go, well, how come Jesse Palmer didn't have to do that? The privilege of Jesse Palmer. He just gets to come in and be labeled a host. And my thought with this is, people said, "Oh, it's misogyny." And maybe that's the case. Maybe that could be a part of it. But it could also be that, you know, I work in acting, right? As an actor, you either audition for a part or they offer it to you. And when you get to a certain level, right, like a DiCaprio, you don't audition for Don't Look Up. They offer it to you. It becomes sort of kind of like an ego thing, but it's like, don't waste my time. Trust that I'm a good actor. So certain actors it'll say offer only, which means they're not going to read for a part. And then somewhere between auditioning and offering, they call like screen testing, where it's like, I'll screen test, but I won't audition, which is essentially the same flipping thing. It just comes down to an ego, kind of. So, Tayshia and Kaitlyn weren't offered the role. They sort of auditioned by doing several seasons of the show, which I think they have every right to stick around if they want to, or one or the other, whatever the case may be. People can vote with their dollar if they don't like if Jesse Palmer remains the host or whatever happens. We'll have to see. Whereas Jesse Palmer works on different shows already as a host, as a football commentator. He's been on The Bachelor. He's an offer only. He's the guy you call up and you say, you've seen my body of work. You know what I can do. Give me a number and let me know. Let's work it out. He's not auditioning to be the host. So anyway, that's what I see as the difference there. All right, so it could be a contract dispute. And like I said, the commenter right here says, Jason Tartik said he was offered $100,000 to host Clickbait. So of course, imagine working 4 hours a month and getting paid for that, getting paid 48 hours worth of work a year. Yeah. I mean, it just goes to show that it's a tough time to be an employee because employers are sometimes robbing you blind. There's a lot of middle management and upper management that's making money off of you renting out your time. Don't be mad at Tayshia. Don't be mad at Jason Tartik. That's just the name of the game. She's not getting paid six figures to work 1 hour a week. She's getting paid six figures because she's got equity. She's got a giant following. She's got influence, and that's where money is. So anyway, let's hear what she has to say about her exit from the podcast.
To talk to her. But before we get into the Bachelor Nation breakdown, we're going to clear up some clickbait on the one and only Tayshia Adams with a word from the woman herself.
My clickbait fam. Guess who? It's
Tayshia.
me, Tayshia. Dang it. I really miss saying that. Hi, guys. I'm just stopping by just to say hi, but also just to really express my love and my gratitude to every single one of you before, well, I just say goodbye for a little while. I was really anticipating and looking forward to coming back to Clickbait, but it just seems to be that time just to work on myself and the many things I have coming down the pipeline. But I wanted to express how much the love and support of all of our listeners has meant to me, especially those since day one who have helped us build Clickbait from the bottom up. This podcast will hold such a special place in my heart. But I'm also just really excited to see where it goes. And I know that I'm leaving it in very, very capable hands. Joe, Natasha, and now Tia. I'm always going to be rooting for you guys. And I will.
But you heard what that is. I'm leaving it in very capable hands was the company messaging saying, keep watching it. They're going to do great without me. You know what I mean? Obviously. And why not?
Definitely be listening. I mean, who knows? I might even stop by and say hello in the future.
We'll see.
But I just wanted to say thank you. And, as I always say, when one door closes, another opens. And I'm actually really excited to share what's next. So,
ladies and gentlemen, Tayshia Adams is the next Bachelorette. Maybe. I'm just kidding. I have no idea. But it kind of sounded like she's the next Bachelorette, which is another theory that's been floated around. We don't know.
keep following along because, honey, we're just getting started. Anyway, much love to all of you guys. We'll talk soon. Bye.
Bye.
There you have it.
Oh,
There it is. Yes,
that
very
was super
nice.
sweet.
Yeah,
Good
very
to hear
sweet.
From her.
Nice to hear from Tayshia. She was part of this podcast from day one. And yeah, another door is
hope she
opening for
does.
her.
So Kyla...
Yeah, me too.
Kyla asks in my live chat right now, do we think Tayshia wrote this herself? You guys leave a comment. Do you think Tayshia wrote that herself? To me, it feels like, what do you want me to say? They're gonna pay me $20,000 to say this? All right, I'm going to miss you guys so much. Everything that insert comment, insert sincerity here. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe she said it. Maybe she wrote it herself. I don't know. Nothing like speaking from your heart from a pre-prepared statement on audio only. Hey, come on. We're being rough. Good for her. I really do hope she, I hope she secures the bag. Sarai says, Tayshia sounds like a QVC host for some reason. Boy. Yeah, what would she sell if she was doing QVC? Now we're selling a jar of Zach's tears. That's what we're going to do. Sarai says, sounds so rehearsed. So we're recording this live from our Patreon. If you, we're always upselling. Speaking of QVC, here we are, QV Dave. Patreon.com/Dave Neal is where I do live content for the private membership-only community. If you literally want to see how we kind of like contemplated the color scheme of this thumbnail, you can go to to patreon.com/Dave Neal and watch the video of us preparing this during the live stream. Everyone in the Patreon say hi. Hello, everybody out there. So yeah, our moderator, Sarah Winks, says, yeah, definitely was made to say it. Yeah, she was held at, I'm sure she was compensated in one way or another to be like, just tell everyone they're going to continue liking it so we can release a statement so it doesn't look like bad blood. You know what I mean? Whether there was actually bad blood or not, that's where it was. All right. Layla says, I agree that it sounded very scripted. like she had to hit certain points and do so in the most syrupy, over-enthusiastic, inauthentic way possible. And what better way to describe Bachelor Nation than syrupy, over-enthusiastic, inauthentic? Speaking of syrupy, how's Blake Moynes doing out there? The old syrup sir himself. All right, so that's what we have with regards to that. Let's just finish off the Clickbait podcast and just see what they had to say before they wrap up this storyline.
Too. Would love to interview her, see what she has going on, what she's got down that pipeline. So,
yeah, coming on down.
Yeah,
I'm
we'll
glad
see.
you said that. Not everything is like bad blood or anything like that. Sometimes things are just mutual decisions, and people move on to different things. And
they're really trying to hit that message. Not everything's bad blood. Okay, they just say that with a smile. Not everything's bad blood. No, we don't know. Kyla says, I definitely don't think that she is being considered for Bachelorette. Otherwise, they would have made her look better instead of letting us speculate. Well, she's one of the most popular Bachelor leads of all time, and she was there in a pinch to replace Claire. So, I think there's other great options. I could for sure see when the dust settles on her breakup with Zach, if that's the direction it's going. We don't really know. When the dust settles there, I could see Tayshia being sought after by them. But of course, we don't know if the negotiations soured due to Tayshia wanting more versus the producers kind of kicking her out the door. I think it came down to Tayshia realizing there's just a lot of money to be made with her brand outside of the show.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I love
it. Is what it is.
Like, oh, it's because her and Zach broke up. I'm like, and she's single now. I'm like, did you guys know I'm single and I'm on this podcast?
Yeah.
Like,
we actually had back in...
And by the way, that's in response to Zach Reality saying Tayshia was let go because she's now single. Of course, we know that's not the case, and obviously that's just a rumor. But it's just shocking that they're reporting on this over there on their channel. Like, I don't think... I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I didn't think that was in the like national lexicon of thought that Tayshia that's what happened.
I think this was probably, Natasha, correct me if I'm wrong, almost a year ago. We had our first Clickbait meetup in New York.
You came into town.
Yeah,
so nice.
All three of us. That was a lot of fun. We have to do that now. Tia, we have to figure out where we all want to meet up and have a night where we...
Oh, hell yeah.
Cool.
Let's get this thing started.
All right. Well, yeah, let's end it, actually. All right. Well, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think. Again, you can join us on the Patreon, patreon.com/Dave Neal. We'll have more content. We'll probably have an extra Patreon coming to you guys tomorrow. I'm trying to deliver, guys, in multiple hours of extra content for you guys a week. And, of course, the Dave Neal Show, new video coming out next on the Dave Neal Show. Go on YouTube and search Dave Neal Show if you want non-Bachelor-related content. If you go... Oh my gosh, Dave, enough about Dale's toes. We get it. We don't need to know what color shoes Zach's wearing in the flower district. Oh, Dave, we don't care if Rachel Kirkconnell ate a brownie sundae at Nemacolin Resort. If you don't like any of that, well, then I got some Britney Spears stories for you. Let me know what you guys think. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye, everybody. See you later, buttheads.